After the death of the apostles, why did God allow 3 centuries of persecution of the emerging Christianity? It is true that one can be astonished that all the apostles except St. John, who had died as martyrs by the Roman Empire, there had been persecutions in this empire which had been sporadic and which left thousands of dead, women and children included. According to legend, a false rumor had spread in the Roman Empire that the Christians were a sordid sect who gathered in houses to drink the blood of children. It had been, of course, the Eucharist, however, quite distorted by rumor. God allowed this because being plunged into a random life in the possibility of dying the next day, even at the cost of losing his family, there were generations of Christians who were forced to live intimidatingly by their faith. At that time, being unheard, those who became Christians could not be very proud, at least, and had to love their God above all else. It was during this period that the proverb was born, "From the blood of Christians are born the seed of many," as if the martyr given for God, without ostentation, without arrogance, touched the hearts of those who attended it. And we have many stories of famous martyrs of this time, and particularly young girls who, wanting to consecrate themselves to God in prayer, were massacred by their fathers. Since it was the law of the Roman Empire, the father had full authority over his children, the right to life and death. This is the story of Saint Cecile, who also have the story of young women and boys who were delivered to the circus to animals while the crowd feasted upon their show of their death. Their death, which had not been much of a show, was a peaceful death. These Christians weren't even defending themselves. What is curious is that this permission from God, since it is indeed a permission, God could have prevented this. However, he allowed that continue in the Roman Empire for 3 centuries, which will finally be conquered first among the poor, the uncultivated, and then gradually into the spheres of power among the patricians, into the family of the emperor himself. This is how we can see that from the onset it had been a powerful political Christianity with powers that conquered the world, but it is an authentic Christianity founded upon faith in a noble God and love. Consequently, it imposes itself from heart to heart because fundamentally the heart of man is made for that God. This is something to remember as the persecutions against Christians increase. Never today, without doubt, the Church had not at all been strong in its beginnings as during French martyrs era.